Good morning, guys. Welcome to goonlinetrainings.com. So today we're going to be having last demo, that is demo number 2. People who missed yesterday's demo, I strongly recommend you to watch the demo. We have uploaded these videos in my YouTube channel. Channel name is Bhaskar Jogi YouTube channel. You can just go directly and subscribe the channel and watch all data analytics demos as well as Azure, ADF demos as well. So data engineering demos as well, you can just watch. Or if you wanted to have any one-to-one career guidance session means, you can directly call my number. My number is 991 991 9452. So you can take this number. If you wanted to, go give a guidance means directly you can just call me on this number. You can just have one-to-one career guidance session anytime, right? So many IT people, many non-IT people wanted to start their career, or non-IT people wanted to get into IT industry. If you're not sure what kind of a technologies that you wanted to learn, so if you need a proper career guidance means, you can call me on this number 991 991 9452, or you can also write me a mail so that I will be able to call you personally and I will be able to talk to you if you provide me your phone number and the email ID. So thank you guys. And Azure Data Factory is one of the application in in Azure. So what is Azure? What is a cloud? I have explained clearly yesterday. If you wanted to work with data analytics, or if you wanted to work with AI and ML operations, you need to have the data. So with the data only, you will be able to perform a lot of data analytics and predictions can be done. But the question is that where is your data and what is the type of the data that you have it. Clear? So that is what is very, very important. So I'm going to be starting my class from this point. Clear? So yesterday I spoken about what is on premises and what is a cloud. Clearly, with a simple example, Ola Uber example, with this example, I'm able to explain this concept. And people who did not attend means please watch the demo. And what are the big players in the cloud means Amazon and Google and Microsoft. And Amazon is occupied 32% of the cloud share in the IT market. The next one we had Microsoft is occupied 23% of the market share for the cloud, and Google GCP, Google Cloud Platform, which is also a cloud platform, started in year 2008. So these people have, global share, 9% global share they had. So either you can have your, data and apps and, everything, either it can be there in Amazon or it can be there in the Microsoft. So many companies are, using, or many companies are migrating their apps and their data to the cloud platforms because these are very, very cheaper, and 24 by 7 high availability will be there and no risk for the companies, and the scalability is going to be there, and redundancy you can maintain of the data. A lot of advantages when you go in for the cloud platforms. That is the reason people are not buying own servers, own hardwares and own softwares. People are not maintaining their own data centers today. Everybody is hiring the servers and hiring the softwares, and only based on the use you're going to be making the payment on monthly basis. This is what is called a subscription amount. Clear? Now I wanted to analyze my data, or I wanted to store my data, or I wanted to run my application. Think about ICICI Bank, think about State Bank of India. They have a large amount of data, they have large amount of softwares, they have a large amount of infrastructure. Now all the infrastructure, data, apps, everything is being migrated to the cloud today. Clear? So let us understand one scenario. Before that, let me tell you uh, so who can learn this course? So if you wanted to get into IT industry, or you wanted to restart your career, or you wanted to, get into new technologies, definitely you can learn ADF course, which is completely no coding and no programming, or you can say no coding and low programming. Clear? So that kind of a course it is. You can complete ADF course within 30 hours. And SQL you need to have. Without SQL knowledge, you will not be able to, complete this course. So we don't have the SQL live classes. I strongly recommend you can just talk to my team, and you can call my team and, ask SQL videos. Daily, you need to watch one video and get the knowledge on SQL as well. And daily, you can attend live classes of ADF so that you will be able to gain the knowledge. Okay. So anybody can get into, IT industry. Only thing is that you need to know the basic understanding of SQL. Hot skill to get the jobs in IT industry. High salaries are paid. Minimum experience you need to showcase at least 2 to 3 years of experience, and no coding is required. Within 30 hours you should be able to complete this course. Daily recorded videos are going to be shared, real-time topics are going to be discussed, all the interview questions and everything are going to be discussed and will be given to you. So sample CVs are going to be provided at the end of the class, and CV preparation guidance is given. Online lab support can be provided. Interview questions are going to be discussed. Placement assistance like creating CV and discussing about the project. All these things are going to be done for the Indian crowd especially. So this is what we are going to be offering as part of this training. And what is a cloud? Already I have discussed. And cloud is more, focused today because of less budget, reduced cost, less maintenance, no downtime, high availability, data replication you can have very, very easily. All these are advantages. Clear? So I wanted to, tell you what is the, uh, let us say, let me take a company called ICICI Bank, or let me take a company called State Bank of India. If you wanted to analyze your data, okay, if you wanted to perform, data analytics, or you wanted to perform a predictions today, everybody is talking about two things. One is called data analytics. Clear? This is also called as a business intelligence. So what do you mean by data analytics? Analytics means understanding the past. Understanding the past is called as a data analytics. And people are talking about one more is called data science. It was called as a data mining earlier days. So today it is also called as artificial intelligence, and it is also called as a machine learning and deep learning. In simple words, if you wanted to predict the future, okay, if you wanted to predict the future, so you have to undergo for the data science. So whether if you wanted to perform data analytics or data science, the raw material is data. Remember that. So without a data, you will not be able to analyze your data. You will not be able to understand, what has happened in the company. You will not be able to predict also. For example, State Bank of India wanted to know what is my profit, or what. So I wanted to tell you what was my sales last 5 years in India. So the Amazon company or the State Bank of India wanted to know what was my sales, or what was my profit last 5 years in India. That is what the simple question Amazon or State Bank of India wanted to ask. The second question, they may be asking you what would be my sales, or what will be my sales in India next 5 years? Okay, these are the two different equations. One is that you need to predict it. See, other one is that you need to understand the historical data and you need to, tell me the answers for this. So if you wanted to understand the past, that is what is called data analytics. If you wanted to predict something, I would like to know what will be my sales in next 5 years, or what would be my inventory in next 5 years in the production line. The Maruti automobile industry wanted to understand what is that, I wanted to have in the next 5 years, what kind of a cars I should manufacture next 5 years. I would like to predict a lot of things here. Predictions can be done with the help of a data science or a data mining, or it is also called as artificial intelligence and machine learning. Clear? But the question is that without data, nothing is going to be happening. Now, we need to understand a few points. When we have a small amount of data, so here I'm talking about the size of the data. Clear? When you have a small size of the data, the companies are going to be storing, for example, I have megabytes of data, small size of data, I have it. For example, think about Go Online Trainings Institution. Every month, I will be able to get thousands of inquiries, not more than that. So 1000 means probably 5 MB of data, 10 MB of data. So very small amount of data I will be able to get it every month. So all the data I will be able to store in the Excel sheets, or I will be able to write all the data using a pen and paper, but nobody is going to be using pen and paper. At least you will have a laptop in your organization or a computer. All the data you will be able to store them in your Excel sheet, because the data is very, very limited size. Clear? But the data is now not in the megabytes. Every month you are going to be getting lot of gigabytes of data. Thinking about State Bank of India, thinking about Amazon.com, every day they will have millions of transactions, lakhs of transactions put together. Every month you're getting 500 GB of data, or you're getting every month 200 GB of data, approximately 30-40 millions of data, 3-4 crores of data you're able to get every month. So that kind of a data you will not be able to keep them in your uh, Excel sheet. So that is where companies are going to be using a software called SQL softwares, or it is also called as a database management system softwares. Many companies are going to be using. For example, every month I'm getting 400 GB, 500 GB of data. You will not be able to store the data in your Excel sheet. Clear? So people can store large amount of data, means at least 500 GB of data per month. If I wanted to store, I will be able to have SQL or DBMS systems. But you assume that Amazon company every month it is getting 500 GB of data into 12 months of data I'm going to be talking about. Clear? So when you have a 12 months of data, 500 GB into 12, it will approximately is equivalent to 6,000 GB of data per 1 year. For Amazon.com, 6,000 GB is equivalent to approximately 6 terabytes of data 1 year. I wanted to store minimum 10 years of data. So 6 into 10, approximately I'm talking about 60 terabytes of data I wanted to plan. I wanted to store. It is last 10 years of data. I'm talking about a bigger company like Amazon or State Bank of India or ICICI Bank. So normal SQL is not enough to store the data, because normal SQL or DB database where you will be able to get only GBs of data, but I'm talking about terabytes of data I wanted to store. So this is where we're going to be using one more software, or one more servers are called data warehousing servers, or you're going to be using data warehousing technology. Clear? So if you wanted to store small amount of data, Excel is the technology that I'm going to be using. You're going to be storing the data and in this technology. When you have this much of a data, you're going to be storing the data in this technologies. It is what is called as a SQL or DBMS, database management system. It is also called as a RDBMS systems. Lot of SQL softwares are available, like you have Oracle software. Oracle is a SQL software, or Microsoft SQL Server software is there, or we have IBM DB2 is there, or we have MySQL Corporation, MySQL softwares are there. Like thousands of softwares are available. All these are nothing but SQL softwares, or nothing but RDBMS softwares, or database management system softwares. When you have a large amount of gold, where will you store? You're going to be storing in the gold bank. I have large amount of data. Where will you store? All the data is going to be stored in the data bank. The data bank is called a database. Clear? So Oracle is a go down. You can think like that. SQL Server is one more company's go down. So DB2 is one more company's go down. MySQL is one more company's go down, where you should be able to store large amount of data, especially the size may be lesser than terabytes of data. Clear? But when you have a large amount of terabytes of data, you are going to be storing your data into data warehouse. But what is a data warehouse? Data warehouse means you need to buy large hardware. For example, I buy a laptop with 8 GB of RAM, and I wanted to have 1 terabyte of hard disk, and I have, let us say, i5 processor. This is my configuration of my laptop. In my system, I'm going to be installing Oracle. It is a SQL software. Clear? If I install Oracle, so maximum, what is the size of the data I will be able to store? Maximum my capacity of my hard disk is 1 terabyte of data. So my computer is a RDBMS computer or a SQL computer, or I'm running Oracle in that, but I cannot have 60 terabytes of data in my laptop, even the Oracle I'm running. But what I will do, I will buy very, very bigger system. Let us say, 1000 GB of RAM I'm going to be having. And I have, let us say, 100 terabyte of hard disk. And I'm having lot of processor, at least, 50, 60 CPU core processors I'm going to be having. In the bigger machine, I am installing Oracle. Clear? So large hardware I'm going to be buying. What software I'm going to be installing? I'm going to be installing same software. Software means what kind of a software? Same Oracle software, or SQL software, or a DB2 software. So these systems are called as data warehousing systems. So data warehouse means software wise, you're going to be installing Oracle SQL Server, DB2, MySQL. But capacity hardware wise, these systems are very, very big in size. So you're going to be running SQL software or SQL software. One of these, when you install, if you install Oracle in this machine, so people are telling it is Oracle data warehousing server. Server means a machine. Clear? Server means a bigger computer. So it is just normal computer. If you buy a smaller laptop for 30,000-40,000 rupees, when you install Oracle or when you install SQL Server, so this is what is called a data storing software. When you wanted to store large amount of data, we will be able to use it. So what is a data warehouse? Data warehouse is nothing but a large hardware you need to buy, bigger computer you need to buy, and these hardware, where you're going to be installing what kind of a software. So you're going to be installing Oracle SQL Server, DB2, MySQL. So that this is what is called a data warehousing data. So data warehouse, data warehouse can maintain large amount of terabytes of data. So you will be able to store and you will be able to maintain. So this is what is the focus. This is what is the understanding that you need to have. But today, the data size is moved, not only terabytes. Today, people are talking about petabyte of data, zettabyte of data, yottabyte of data, big amount of data. And the people are also talking about today, not only structured data. All these systems are going to store only structured data. What do you mean by structured data? The data that is there in the table format. If you wanted to store some data in Excel, what you do? You create a table, employee table, you store some data. You create a sales table, you store some data. In SQL data warehouse also, we are going to be storing only the data in the structured format. That means what? That data which is there in the table format. Clear? And we are also targeting towards the data that is there in the what do you say, that is there in the completely structured format, and you can easily analyze this data. But the problem today, let me tell you clearly, what is the problem today? Problem is the data is going growing more and more. So the data warehousing technology is created in 1990s itself. It can only accommodate let us say only structured data, that 2 terabytes of data. Am I clear? So you may take Excel, or you may take SQL, or you may take a data warehouse today, but all of them, all these guys can store only one kind of a data. So this kind of a data is called as a structured data. Structured means what? The data which can give you. Oh, it is. It is a structured data. That means a table format. So the data may be there in the Excel, or data may be there in the SQL. It is also called as database management system, or data may be there in the data warehousing system. Data warehousing means you have a large hardware inside, SQL will be running. So you are talking about a data that is a limited data only. Clear? You will be able to either get the data from this, get the data from this, get the data from this. You will be able to perform what is called as a data analytics. Clear? You will be able to install Power BI, or you will be able to install any Excel, or you can also have any reporting tool. You will be able to create a lot of reports. Clear? Lot of reports you will be able to create. So when you create lot of reports, this is what is called as a data analytics. You will be able to perform data analytics. It is also called as a business intelligence. One kind of analysis that you do, you have the data, all the data, it is centralized here, and you will be able to analyze the data. This is what is called one kind of analysis we're going to be doing. The second kind of analysis we're going to be doing, you take the data from Excel, you're going to be taking the data from data warehousing or Excel, or SQL. So this is a completely structured data. One more kind of analysis many companies are going to do today, that is what is called artificial intelligence, or people are going to be using ML and deep learning concepts. Am I clear? So when you have the data, you're going to be doing, one is called data analytics, that is understanding the past. You wanted to know what was my sales, so that is what you're going to be doing it here. But here you're going to be doing predictions. Okay, so you're going to be doing predictions with the help of different algorithms. You may use regression algorithm, or you may use classification algorithm. Like that, lot of things are going to be there. With the help of that, you're going to be predicting. You're going to be predict the data. You will be able to create a lot of reports. But end of the day, you need to have the data. So that is what you got to understand. Okay, so that is what is the story uh, till 1990s here. So ML is started recently. Business intelligence is started in 1990s onwards, and early 2000, many people started using data analytics and everything. So AI and ML recently launched on this kind of a data. People started using this from 2015 onwards. Earlier you don't have a lot of artificial intelligence or deep learning algorithms. People were using data mining programs. Clear? Some kind of a pattern matching, some kind of a classifications people were using on the existing data. But today data is not only structured data. Clear? Now today I'm going to be talking about the data is reached beyond your limitations. Today, maximum data we are targeting towards social media or a business data. It may be structured data, it may be semi-structured data, it may be unstructured data. Unstructured data means your audios, videos, lot of things I'm going to be talking about today. Today, the data is complete changed. The varieties of data I'm going to be talking about here. Structured data, or it may be semi-structured data, or it may be unstructured data. So this kind of a data, if it is a structured data, I will be able to store in the SQL. SQL means I'm talking about Oracle and everything. When you have this kind of a data, I can bear. But large amount of data today, semi-structured data, unstructured data, for example, your charts. When you chart in the WhatsApp, or you may write a comment in the Amazon.com, or you're going to use lot of social media data. Clear? All the data is completely unstructured data, semi-structured data. You will be able to get a lot of audio files, a lot of media files, a lot of video files, a lot of pics. Clear? All this data is completely called as unstructured data, semi-structured data. These guys cannot analyze your unstructured data, semi-structured data, and only you can perform the data analytics or AI only on the structured data. But today, people are targeting towards all this data, and this data is beyond your terabytes. It is now petabyte of data, zettabyte of data, yottabyte of data, yottabyte of data, very big amount of data we are going to be storing today. So this kind of a data is called as a big data. So where do you store this kind of a data? If you have only structured data up to terabytes of data, I will be able to store them in the data warehousing. Data warehousing is released in 1990s. Clear? But after that early 2000, you have a lot of social media got introduced into the market. So because of that, hardware, hardware also became so cheaper. 20 years back, if I wanted to buy a 40 GB hard disk, it was costing 40-50,000 rupees. Only hard disk I'm talking about. Today, 1 terabyte of hard disk may cost you some 2,000 rupees, 3,000 rupees, because hardware is cheaper today and internet facilities are more and more. Many people are connected, and you will be able to store large amount of data because social media is itself is evolved in the industry. So automatically many devices like phone devices, applications, many lot of other devices are started giving the pumping the data into the computers. Because of that, you have wide varieties of data, you have a lot of sizes of data is going to be evolving today. So where will you store this kind of a data? Because data warehousing, average data warehousing size is only 100 terabytes of data per data warehouse you can have. But every day you're getting 1 petabyte of data. That means you're getting 1,000 terabytes of data one day itself. So how do you buy a bigger service, and how do you store that much of a data? Because you cannot buy thousands of data warehousing service. The average capacity only 100 terabytes per server even today. That is average. But daily you're getting 5 petabyte of data, 5 zettabyte of data. That means that daily you need to buy 100 200 data warehousing servers, install Oracle software or SQL Server software, and try to create and store the data. It will be impossible. So people, the industry stopped using data warehousing systems. When you have a large amount of data, there is a systems called big data. Hadoop is introduced into the market. Clear? In 2010 onwards, there is a big data Hadoop. When you have a large amount of data, so when you have a large amount of data is there, I'm talking about petabyte of data, zettabyte of data. I have a structured data, semi-structured data, I have unstructured data. This kind of a data I have it. So if I wanted to store, I need to have some kind of a bigger, computers. So there is a bigger computer called Hadoop system. So this system is going to be storing your data it could be structured data, semi-structured data, unstructured data. So on this data, you will be able to again perform the data analytics, or you will be able to perform the data science. Clear? So you will be able to perform, one is called data analytics. You can create a lot of reports by connecting to your Power BI Tableau applications, right? So this is one kind of a thing that you will be able to perform it. So, or you can also perform AI or ML. AIRML. So today you are not guaranteed that what kind of a data you're going to be getting it. Clear? So you may get the data in Excel, you may get the data in SQL, you may get the data into the data warehousing, or you may get the data into the Hadoop system. Hadoop, where you can store large amount of data here. You should be able to process large amount of data also there. So these are the data storing technologies that the IT industry is started using. Clear? Now, if you wanted to get the data of any company, if you wanted to get the data of any company today, the data may be anywhere. For example, think about Amazon company. Amazon company may be using data in Excel. Amazon company may be using data in SQL. Amazon company has a data warehousing system. Amazon company has a Hadoop system also. It is a big data system because Amazon is a bigger company. Clear? So it is not that Amazon company is going to be using only Hadoop systems or the big data systems. That is not the right thing. For example, I wanted to go to supermarket from my house. It is hardly 1 or 2 kilometers. How do I go? I can go by a walk, or I can take the bike and go because it is 1 kilometer away from my house. Clear? So when you have the small distance, you can go by walk, you can take the bike. But I wanted to go to 500 kilometers from my home. So can I take a walk? It will be impossible or difficult. Or can I take a bike? So 500 kilometers or 500 miles means it will be difficult. So I go by a train, or I go by a bus, or I go by a car. So when the distance is more, I'm changing my tool. When the lesser distance, I'm going to be using a bike, that is as a Excel. When I'm using more distance, 500 kilometers, I'm going to be using MySQL to store the data because I cannot have the data in the Excel. I cannot go by a bike. Now, I wanted to go to US or UK, or I would like to go to Singapore from India. Can I go by a car, or can I go by a bus or the train? The answer is no. I have to use the flight. When the distance is 3,000 kilometers or more than that, so normally we are going to change our tool. The tool is called no flight. Now, when the distance is more, now I'm talking about data is more and more. Here I'm talking about only GBs of data. 500 GB of data I would like to store, but I'm talking about terabytes of data here. I'm talking about only megabytes of data. Small distance go by a bike, bigger distance go by a car or the train or the bus. Even more distance you can go by the flight. But I wanted to go to Mars or Moon. Can I go by a flight? The answer is no. I have to use the rocket. The rocket is today your Hadoop system. Clear? The rocket is today your Hadoop system. So all the systems where you should be able to store the data. Clear? So you may have Excel sheets in your company. You may have SQLs of databases in your company. You will have data warehousing systems in your company. You may have Hadoop systems in the company today. But all the systems are going to be storing different data. So on this data you have to use, you should be able to perform what is called, either you can perform the data analytics with the help of Power BI and everything, or you will be able to run your A and ML applications. Clear? So today Hadoop system is completely advanced, and people are not using Hadoop technology. People are used today Spark and Scala. There is one more system called introduced in the place of Hadoop. There is a Spark and Scala. Many people are going to be using because it is a 20 times faster. Clear? It is a 20 times faster than the Hadoop technology. What is a Hadoop? You need not worry about it. It is simply, you think as a rocket. It can go very quickly. So today Hadoop is completely migrated, and Spark and Scala is completely introduced into the market. When you have a large amount of data, all the data the companies are going to be using, where the companies are going to be using either in the Spark or in the Hadoop, but Hadoop is gone because Hadoop is slow. Even though it can store large amount of data, petabyte of data, zettabyte of data, we will be able to perform the data analytics or AI will become very slow when you're using Hadoop systems. Yeah, am I clear? So today many companies are using big data, means people are going to be talking about Spark and Scala applications where they will be able to store your data. Yeah, am I clear? So this is what at least you will be able to understand. Now, if you're talking about a single company called Amazon company, clear, or thinking about State Bank of India, or thinking about ICICI Bank, so they're not guaranteed that they have data in one place. Clear? They may be having a lot of on-premises servers. They may have some data in Excel sheets. They may have data in different systems. What normally we're going to be doing, we have to get their data. We have to centralize data. For example, let us think about one Amazon company. They say, I have some data in Excel. I have some data in SQL. I have some data in data warehousing, and lot of places the data is completely segregated or decentralized. So first of all, what you do, all the data, it is single company's data. All the data you have to bring it, right? So these are the data sources from where you will be able to get the. Let me just go. These are some data sources of a given company. They have the initial data somewhere here. So these are called data sources. The data source may be anything else here. Clear? So data source may be, they may be using some of the data in Excel, or they may have some of the data may be coming from SQL, or some of the data may be coming from Java. Some of the data may be coming from some text files. All the data belong to one Amazon company data. So what Amazon company is going to be doing, when they have a large amount of data, so if you wanted to store structured data, large amount of data, either you can go and store the data into data warehouse, and if it is bigger than data, either you will be able to go put your data into your Hadoop systems, or your big data systems. So if you wanted to extract the data from here, if you wanted to get the data from here, you have to use one more software called ETL softwares. Clear? I wanted to get the data, large amount of data I wanted to get it. So I can use any on-premises SSIS. So it was a software earlier days people were using, or you may use Informatica, or you may use a data stage, right? So lot of data stage from IBM company and SSIS from the Microsoft company. Any data you will be able to get it. So initially all the data, 20 years back, I'm talking about 1990s, that time, all the data people were storing into where? Into the data warehousing system only. Get all the data, store all the data, and you will be able to put them into data warehouse. Warehouse is a single word. You should not write space here. Clear? So many people are getting the data, storing the data into data warehousing. So data warehousing in simple word means large hardware, and you're going to be installing SQL software in this. So earlier only they had an option, they will be able to store the data only into the data warehousing system. On the data warehousing system, you can perform either data analytics, or you can perform a data mining. Even data science AI was not there. People who are analyzing the data, data analytics can be done. You can analyze the data. So means understanding the past. Clear? or they will be able to do lot of data mining. At that time it is called as AI. Today you will be able to perform. So this was a story because 20 years back not much data, and moreover structured data. But today we will not be able to use SSIS, we will not be able to use Informatica, because we have bigger systems came in, and today lot of systems are completely created using a cloud computing. Clear? So we have Azure, we have AWS, lot of systems got created today, and many people are going to be storing their data in the cloud. So you can have on-premises data warehouse, or instead of on-premises data warehouse, you can also store the data in the cloud data warehouse. We can also create on-premises Excel sheet, or you can also have the cloud Excel sheet. You can also have on-premises SQL Server or Oracle, or you can also have a cloud SQL Server. What is a cloud? Yesterday I have clearly explained. So what is a data warehousing? It could be a on-premises data warehouse, or it may be cloud data warehouse. Like that, you have on-premises Scala, Spark servers are available today, or you may have the cloud servers also available today. So many companies today migrating the data to the cloud. Now I want to either go to the pure cloud. Okay, I may store the data in the either data warehousing, or I may store the data in the cloud platform. Clear? I may store a lot of unstructured data, a lot of semi-structured data also I wanted to have, but not in the on-premises. I am completely going towards the cloud. Clear? So cloud I'm going to be using today. In the cloud, you can have any kind of a data. There is no problem at all. It may be, I would like to store the data warehouse. You can go to, cloud. You can go to AWS. You can go to, let us say, uh, Amazon Web Services or Google Cloud. You can create a data warehouse, store the data, or you will be able to have the Hadoop or the Spark or the Scala. You can have this kind of a systems also. You should be able to store your data. This is unstructured data, semi-structured data. But how do you get? So SSIS can only talk to the on-premises system data warehouse, which is there in the on-premises, or SQL on-premises, or SQL or Excel any on-premises. But I wanted to load the data from, let us say, on premises, or I'm getting the data from the cloud, and I wanted to move the cloud. So these systems are going to be failing to move the data. Clear? These systems are going to be failing to move the data because the company has a large amount of data in on-premises and everything. But today, the company wanted to have the data in the cloud because the cloud is cheaper. Cloud is cheaper. Cloud means what? Cloud means a rental platform. That is what I told you, right? Simple example I told you. If you wanted to buy a car, it will take a lot of money. But instead of that, what you do, you wanted to buy a Ola car or the Uber car. So that is called a cloud car. Cloud means what? Rental machine. Instead of maintaining my own servers and storing the data, so instead of maintaining my own data warehouse, what I do, I will go to one Ola or Uber company. I can get a Ford car for the rental. I can go to a Microsoft or Amazon company. I will be able to take one data warehouse for rental. So inside that, I wanted to maintain my data. So what I do, if I wanted to take the data from one place and load it to one place, and if it is a cloud platform, these existing ETL means extracting the data, transforming the data, loading the data, these guys are going to be failing. So this is where I am going to be using modern cloud ETL platforms. So one of the platform is called, the ADF I'm talking about. Clear? Azure Data Factory. Clear? So data factory is going to be used. It is going to be getting the data from where? From the any on-premises or maybe cloud platform. It is going to be getting the data from here, and it is going to be loading the data into your cloud platforms. It can also load the data to the on-premises as well. It can also get the data from the on-premises to on-premises, or you can have, if you have any cloud platform, if cloud is there, if this cloud is there, you can also get the data from the cloud you should be able to move it to the cloud, or you can move it to the your on-premises also. So because these ETL tools are created early 2000 and 2005, but in the 2005 cloud architecture was not there, cloud infrastructure is not there. Cloud is started booming 2006 and 2010 onwards only. So Azure Data Factory is created in 2015. So it can easily move the data from the different on-premises systems or different cloud system to cloud systems very easily. So many people are going to use today, they're maintaining large amount of data either in the data warehouse, if not data warehouse, in the Hadoop systems or the Spark and Scala systems, but nobody is maintaining their own Hadoop, their own Hadoop or the Spark and Scala. Nobody is maintaining their own data warehousing systems today. Everybody is maintaining cloud systems or rental platforms because these are cheap. Clear? So if you wanted to deal with the Spark and Scala, you have to know big data concepts also, right? If you wanted to deal with the petabyte of data, zettabyte of data, how actually a Spark and Scala is going to be storing large amount of data. Clear? So when you have a small amount of terabytes of data, data warehousing is going to be storing. What is a data warehouse? How data warehouse is going to be working. We will be able to discuss later, but you can understand means data warehouse a large SQL only, a large database only, where you're going to be having large amount of historical data. Clear? But in the Spark and Scala, you will be able to have not only structured data, but also you can have unstructured data, semi-structured data, petabyte of data, zettabyte of data, large amount of data it is going to be storing. But how, Spark and Scala, or you can say Hadoop, Spark and Scala, before that, we had Hadoop software, right? So all this, technologies, how they were able to store, that you're going to be learning as part of the big data systems. Clear? So that we can discuss later. So we are going to target towards Azure Data Factory. Azure Data Factory is nothing but a ETL software. ETL means extracting the data, transforming the data, loading the data. In simple words, I'll tell you, ETL means a data import and export software. I will give you a simple example so that you will be able to understand. I have a water supplied by one to one community. You don't have a water supply to house. Morning 6 o'clock, you get up, you will be able to go and with your bucket. So this is what is called your silver bucket. You are able to get some water into this bucket. This is you're carrying, your mother is carrying one more bucket and you're carrying plastic bucket. Like that buckets are going to carry early morning to the street because water tanker comes and water tanker is going to be supplying the water to the community. What you do? You take a bucket, your brother will take one more bucket. Like that, everybody is going to be taking the buckets. And when the bucket is full, what you do? You're going to be getting the water, dumping into the bigger drum. So the drum is called data warehouse. So what you do? You go to the drum, you go to and all the water which you're getting from the buckets, all the water you will be able to put it here, and after that these buckets will become empty. Again you will go, you will again capture the water. So second time you're going to go, you will be able to get the water, and all the water again you will be able to go and you will be able to put it here. So that is what you're going to be doing. Data warehouse means a bigger drum, a larger drum. So that is what you're going to be doing it. So every day manually getting the water and putting into your drum. So instead of that, what you do, one of your friend told, hey, why are you lifting and shifting the water manually? Can't you buy a motor pump? That is what they told you. So you Googled it, you ordered one motor pump. Okay. So what is your motor pump? Right? I need not tell you. So this is what your motor pump. So what you're trying to do, you're trying to take this motor pump, you're trying to connect it to your buckets or your data sources. Wherever there is a water, you're going to be connecting this motor pump. And this is what is called your tank or the drum. So your data warehouse, whatever it is, your tank or the drum, you switch on this motor. So this is what is called your ETL. Clear? So what is the ETL? If somebody asks you, it is nothing but a pump, water pump. So now that is a data pump. It is going to be taking the data from the different sources. And when you switch on the ETL, it is going to be going to the tank like that. When these buckets are full, or whenever you wanted to get the water to the tank, you will be able to switch on this motor. So you have a Samir water. So this may be one more company, this may be one more company, this may be one more company, like that. We have different companies. One is called SSIS, one is called Informatica, right? One is called a data stage. Now you have ADF, like that. You have a TAL, and lot of companies are releasing Jindal pump, Damodar pump, like lot of pumps are available, right? This is a Microsoft on-premises pump. This is also Microsoft on-premises pump. If somebody tells you what is the ETL, ETL is nothing but it is a pumping the data from one place to another. Why you wanted to pump the data? Because I have some data here, I have some data here, I have some data here, all the data of single company. I wanted to analyze the data. So if I don't, centralize the data in one place, and tomorrow I wanted to perform data analytics, or I want to perform, predictions on my data, it will be impossible for me to go to different sources and do the data analytics separately here, do the data analytics separately here, do the data analytics separately here, do AI and ML separately here. It will be difficult. Clear? So I will be able to get all the data, and extracting the data means get all the data. Transformation means clean the data, because the data, the water you're getting may not be very cleaned water, because I wanted to use the water. So what should I do? I wanted to clean the data, then load the data into my drum. So transformation means clean the data. Clear? So that is what I'm going to be doing. Load all the data into the data warehousing. If data warehouse is not able to capture it, and I'm able to load the data into my Hadoop systems or Spark and Scala systems. Clear? So like that, I can use either data warehousing systems, or I may use Hadoop systems. I will be able to load the data. End of the day, either I may have the data in the on-premises of data warehousing. Hadoop also I can have on-premises, but nobody is going to be maintaining on-premises today. Everybody is putting data warehouse in cloud, Hadoop and Scala, Spark, everything is in a cloud, so that I should be able to know how to deal with the cloud. So normal SSIS or Informatica will not be able to work. So to load the data, so we are going to be using ADF system to load the data into the cloud environment. Once you load the data, later you are going to be either you analyzing the data with the help of a Power BI and everything, and you are going to be using AI and ML applications, and you will be able to perform a lot of predictions. Clear? So end of the data, you have to move the data to one place, that may be cloud or on premises, and later you will be able to perform two more computing things. What is that? You analyze the data, or you do the predictions with the help of AI and ML. So get the data, clean the data, load the data, store the data. This process is called as a data engineering. Clear? Or it is also called as a data preparation. Get the data from the different source, you perform the ETL operation, you extract the data, clean the data, you are going to be loading the data. After that, you are going to be performing data analytics and everything. So this circus will take a lot of time. Extract the data, clean the data, load the data, and pull it into data warehousing and cloud environments. And this is not ready to use data, but this data is ready to use data. You go to you buy a potato, you buy a tomato, that is not ready to use. But after coming home, what you do? You clean the potato, you peel the potato, you cut the potato, you put the turmeric, you soak the potato, you get the tomato, clean the tomato. So all of them circus, all the circus are going to be doing. So that is what is called extracting the vegetables, cleaning the vegetables, cutting the vegetables, soaking the vegetables. Then you're going to be keeping the vegetables in the refrigerator. The refrigerator may be your data warehousing. So your own refrigerator you can have, or you can have a rented refrigerator. Rented cold rooms, many companies are going to be giving, right? So rented means a cloud. So you have a large amount of potato, large amount of, tomato you have. So you will not be able to store in your refrigerator because you need to have the rented cold rooms. That is what is called cloud. Cloud means rented. Cloud means what? Rented. So small amount of data means you can handle somehow in the local data warehousing, local refrigerator. But when you have a large amount of data, rented cold rooms are going to be taken, and all the potato, cleaned, tomato are going to be, putting it here. So on this, data, you are going to be, using it later. So every month rental you are going to be making to the cold room, owners. Clear? So that is what is called a cloud environment. So that is what is called ETL means. Am I clear? So what kind of things you're going to be doing? So you're going to be performing the data engineering activity. Once the data engineering is done, then only you can do the Power BI, or if you know A and ML, you will be able to perform the, a lot of predictions also. So data engineering is the common for the data analytics guys, as well as the AI and ML guys. You have a lot of opportunities for the ADF. When you learn it, you will become a data engineering role. Clear? If you wanted to know ETL, and if you wanted to learn, data warehousing, if you wanted to know what is a Hadoop and Spark and Scala, what is a big data, you will become a big data engineer. If you're not working with the big data, you're not working with the big data means you're not going to be using Spark and Scala. You're only dealing with the normal amount of data, only storing the data into the data warehousing. It may be on premises or on cloud. You're a normal data engineer, but you're going to be working not only data warehousing data, you're also working with the Hadoop, Spark, and Scala. That means you're extracting the data, loading the data, and storing the data into data warehousing of the cloud. But also Spark and Scala you're going to be, working with. So you will become a big data engineer. Clear? So that is what you have to understand. Along with this concept, ADF and Hadoop, data warehousing, big data, Spark and Scala, if you know Power BI, you will become a data analyst. So data analyst means you have to be data engineering guy also. Clear? So if you wanted to become a AI and ML guy, you need to know AI algorithms and everything. So it is very, very complicated process. It will take a minimum 1.6 years to become a AI guy. But data engineering and big data concept and data analyst will take 3 months to complete it. Clear? I don't want to learn this. I don't want to learn this. I wanted to learn SQL. I wanted to learn ADF. I wanted to learn data warehousing concept. I wanted to learn Hadoop and Spark and Scala. I wanted to become a data engineer, especially big data engineer means that is also fine. 3 months goes, anybody can become a data engineer or big data engineer. So this is what is the, the simple understanding of what is ETL, what is a data engineering, and what is a data warehousing. All of them I have told you clearly. If you're able to understand, that is fine. If you're not able to understand, I can tell you later as well. Clear? This completes the demo, at least understanding of what is ADF, and I have introduced. But on Monday's class, we will be able to talk about, what is Azure, what kind of application it has, how to create ADF, subscription, how to use ADF, and what is ETL, what is ELT. All of them I will be able to tell in the Monday's class. What is a private cloud, what is a public cloud, what is a hybrid, everything I will be able to talk about in the next class. What is the data engineering, I have clearly told you, so that with this knowledge you will be able to go further. So what is that you need to learn? So if you wanted to become a data engineer, so SQL is compulsory. We don't have live classes. You need to buy videos. That is what I told you. We have 45 hours of videos are there. Daily you need to watch one videos. From tomorrow, not from tomorrow means Monday, you will be able to attend the live classes, and it will be for the 30 hours of classes you will be able to perform it. and you will be able to get a data warehousing classes. So these videos will be given, free videos will be given, so that you will be able to understand. If you know only this, you will become a simple data engineer. You will be able to work with that any data movement activities. Clear? So SQL, one ETL, one data warehousing. But if you wanted to work with the Hadoop and Spark Scala means, so you will be able to work with that also. So you have to know Spark. So that is big data concept that you have to know. Okay. Big data means here we're going to be talking about Spark and Scala and Hadoop concepts are going to be coming here. And we are also learning one more. If you wanted to write some kind of a scripting, Python also you have to learn. And apart from that, big data, Spark, Scala concept, and data bricks. That is what one more you're going to be learning. Okay. So when you learn this concept, you will become a big data engineer. If you learn only this concept, this will be done in 2 months time. Okay. 2 months time. If you wanted to become a big data engineer means, so all these things will come. All these things will come. It will take minimum 3 months to 4 months to complete. Clear? So this is a normal data engineer concept. This will become a big data engineer concept. So if you're enrolling for this data engineering, so I will be able to teach you Azure Databricks. I will be able to teach you big data Hadoop concept. Data warehousing videos will be given. Python also I don't teach. You need to buy the videos and practice at least for 30-40 videos you have to practice. So anything, this is also you will be able to get it and practice. So this is what is called data bricks concept will be for again 25 hours. It will be there. So live classes I'm going to be conducting. So this will give you data engineering with the big data concepts. So, okay, this is also data engineering. This is normal data engineering concept. Yeah, am I clear? So that is what. So enroll for the now ADF. If you wanted to learn ADF also with the Azure Databricks means, so you can make the payments for these two courses. And my team is going to be giving you the payment links and everything. You can just talk to them. And if you don't get the payment links today, you can just call them. So from Monday onwards, this meeting link is going to change. Once you make the payment, the new meeting link will be given. So we will be able to continue from the Monday's class. Clear? On the Monday, I will be able to tell you how to start with ADF and what is ETL, what is ELT, and what is private, and hybrid, all the different clouds. And slowly we will be able to understand one by one. So Azure Data Factory will be, 25 to 30 hours. Azure Data Bricks will be 30 hours. Plus data warehousing 10 hours, SQL anyhow separate session you need to learn, Python you need to learn, and a data bricks concept also you need to learn, that is 30 years. So if you want to become big data engineering means data factory, data bricks, SQL, data warehousing, and Python is needed, so that you will be able to complete the course within 3 to 4 months of time. After that, I'll give you some projects to practice, some assignments to practice, and the sample CVs will be given and case studies will be given. Assignments are going to be given so that you will be able to work on the daily assignments and everything. Thank you, guys. So did you like the demo, guys?